Welcome back, Coach Miller Light Show. Here you see before you a pivot practicer. I have been practicing my pivot, and I'll tell you what, the early results are really looking good, and I am standing here before you as a result of the success of pivoting. Here I was leading into the show. I was feeling negative emotion. This is before I was all showered and stuff, you know? A shower is underrated. Once I got showered, I also performed a pivot, so let's get to that. All right. So here I am, standing in front of the mirror. Not showered yet, imagine me. Workout clothes, sweaty, right? And I'm like, kind of like that, but more dramatic. And I saw myself. There I am, looking at myself. And I'm like, oh, pivot. It was there. The light post was there. Praise Jesus. The light post was there. And I said to self, okay, I'm feeling negative emotion. But it was more like this. I'm feeling negative emotion. It really was. Okay, so I said, I'm feeling negative emotion, which means right now my perspective is not in alignment with my desire. I'm restricting the life force. I'm restricting the energy that creates worlds that's flowing through me. And I am not paying attention to my guidance, but now I am. So now I know what it is I don't choose. What is it that I do choose? And I took a moment to recognize law of attraction. Now, mind you, I was like, law of attraction is the law of the universe. It's responding. It was really like that. But here's the good news. Look at me now, okay? This is a pivoter. I pivoted. So now the early results are looking good, yet my sample size is pretty small. This is still all in theory, but I'm going to be here to report on it. I'm decided on that. To report on the power of pivoting. All right, so let's get to the passage today. What do you say? Thanks to pivoting, here we are to discuss it. Abraham-Hicks, Money in the Law of Attraction. I can feel better right now. Isn't it good news? I don't have to change things. That's the whole idea. That's the previous mindset. I have to change things if I want to feel good. My reality has to look the way I want it to look if I'm going to feel good. And what Abraham is saying is something entirely different. I can feel good right now no matter what's going on in my life. Now let's learn how to do that, because that sounds like that's right up my alley. Here's what they said. People often complain that it would be much easier for them to focus on something positive if it were already happening in their life experience. They accurately acknowledge that it is much easier to feel good about something when something good is already happening. We certainly do not disagree that it is easier to feel good while noticing things you believe are good. But if you believe that you only have the ability to focus on what is happening, and if what is happening is not pleasing, then you could wait an entire lifetime, because your attention to unwanted things is preventing wanted things from coming to you. They said it. They said you could wait an entire lifetime. If I'm a what-isist, if I have no ability to direct my own thinking, if I can not say, well, I'm only looking at what is, I choose to be something different. Okay, and what is that? Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the pivot practicer. Let's go on to hear what they say. You do not have to wait for good thing to happen in order to feel good, for you have the ability to direct your thoughts towards improved things no matter what your present situation is, no matter what's currently in your experience. You have the ability to direct your thoughts to improved things. And the way I feel isn't because of what I'm experiencing. What I feel is because of the way I'm looking at what I'm experiencing, my perspective of my current. That's why I'm feeling the way I'm feeling. Not because of what's happening, because of the way I'm looking at what's happening. This is very insightful and very helpful. When you care about how you feel, there, they said it again, and I underlined it again, and as I wrote it, I reminded myself, Mary, you care about a lot of things, and I'm deciding here that I'm going to care about how I feel. Because if I cared about how I feel as much as I care about what I ingest in my mouth, what I eat, I would skyrocket through this game. But the good news is I do care about what I ingest, so I may have an advantage to this caring about the way I feel thing. So this is all theory, mind you, but here I am. This is what I have to show for it so far. And the process should be quite enjoyable. All right. If you care about the way you feel and you're willing to pivot and turn your attention toward better feeling thoughts, you'll quickly begin the positive, deliberate transformation of your life. Things that are coming into your experience are coming in response to your vibration. I put stars by that. Really helpful to remember. Things that are coming into my life experience are coming as a result of my vibration. This is why to pivot. Because as I was there, that was because I was feeling like my life experience had things in it I didn't want, and I was focusing on the lack. And clearly my guidance was working. I happened to be in front of the mirror during it, which really helped amplify the whole situation for me because I saw myself. And I looked a lot different than I look right now. And I had enough of this reminder to say, okay, law of attraction is responding to me. And right now I'm holding a perspective that's opposite of what I choose. So my guidance is letting me know, and that's why I'm crying right now. Not because something's wrong, and not because something's missing. I'm crying because my perspective is out of harmony with what I choose, not because of what is. And that's a very exciting reminder. So then all I have to do is pivot, change my thoughts. And if I'm willing to do that, and I'm willing to do that when I remember the law of attraction is responding to my vibration, and I remember that everything that's coming to me is coming in response to my vibration. And your vibration is offered because of the thoughts you are thinking. You can tell by the way you feel what kind of thoughts you're thinking. These are pretty simple things, but man, they could use repeating. And I'm glad to repeat. Find good feeling thoughts, and good feeling manifestations must follow. I love that this is law, right? It's law. It's just the way it goes. Find good feeling thoughts, and good feeling manifestations must follow. But they follow. The thoughts go first. Find good feeling thoughts first. Get in the game about how the universe works and be willing to pivot. Many people say, it would be so much easier for me to be happy if I were in a different place, if my relationship were better with my mate, if my mate were easier to live with, if my physical body didn't hurt, or if my physical body looked different. It would be so much easier for me to be happy if my work were more fulfilling, or if I had more money. If the conditions of my life were better, I would feel better. And then it would be easier for me to think more positive thoughts. Seeing pleasing things does feel good. And it is easier to feel good when a pleasing thing is there, obvious for you to see. But you cannot ask others around you to orchestrate only pleasing things for you to see. Expecting others to provide that perfect environment for you is not a good idea for many reasons. That really helped me right there. You can't expect people around you to orchestrate their selves in a way that you only see good feeling things. You know, really? That's what I'm doing when I'm being like that. I'm saying, you better act right. If they would just act right, if they would just say the right thing and do the right thing, I could be happy. Well, that's not very fair. And it doesn't go with the law. And it's not what a pivoter does. A pivoter recognizes, all right, I'm feeling negative emotion because I'm thinking about somebody else and what they're doing. And I'm not right now focused on my own thinking and realizing my perspective is off, and that's the reason I feel this way. So instead of trying to change my outer world, I am going to use my power to pivot, baby. Here's what they go on to say. Here's why it's unhelpful. They give us 3 reasons. 1, it's not their responsibility to feather your nest. It's no one's responsibility to feather my nest. It's not possible for them to control conditions you've created. No one else can control the conditions I've created. And you would be giving up the power to create your own life experiences. That's a trump, da-da-dump. You would be giving up the power to create your own life experience. I choose creative control over my life, and we have it. And that means other people cannot orchestrate in my life, cannot create in my life. It's only my thought, my vibration that does. And that's pretty exciting. Make the decision to look for the best feeling aspects of whatever you must give your, let's repeat this because this was pretty important. You know, we feel like we have to give our attention to something, we have to do things, our responsibilities. Well, here's what Abraham said. Make the decision to look for the best feeling aspects of whatever you must give your attention to, and otherwise look only for good feeling things to give your attention to, and your life will become one of increasingly good feeling aspects. So those things I feel like I have to do, those things I feel like I must give my attention to, make the decision beforehand. Particularly and especially when I wake up in the morning, first thing my eyes open today, no matter where I go, no matter what I'm doing, it is my dominant decision to look for things that feel good. All right, people. Coach Miller Light signing off. Until next time.